a season starring for the Hanshin Tigers in Japan's Central League, Cecil Fielder returns to the USA with a bang.
Cecil Fielder, he was fun to watch. He could hit a ball a country mile.
The former Blue Jay had hit 38 home runs in 1989 in Japan's Central League.
When he came back from Japan, he was a different guy, had a different swing. He went off on a tear, and not only was he hot, it wasn't streaky, it was consistent.
And the Tigers, meanwhile, are last in the East, 7.5 games off the pace. Tony Phillips is the leadoff man, the former Oakland A, hitting at .216. And a line drive to right center. On one hop to Junior Felix, and the Tigers have the leadoff man aboard as Tony Phillips, not hitting lately, hits one hard to start the ball game. Mosby got a few boos because of it, and he hits a long one to right center. Welcome back, Lloyd Mosby. Fastball, and it's hit hard to right field, and it's over the glove of Glenn Allen Hill. It rattles around on the wall. They will hold the runners at second and third. They were trying to anyway, and running through the stop sign, Whitaker scores.
But when he saw it, he was in no man's land, so he decided to go to the plate. He saw Greg Myers there, and he just bolts him over. Myers never really had a chance because you can see he never got his glove on the ball. It's a little different story for a catcher if he can get that ball and then brace himself for the runner.
The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing! It's over! He has done it! High fastball. Randy Johnson being mobbed by Scott Bradley down to greet him and the entire Mariner team. Here on the 2nd of June, it ends at 9:51 Pacific Daylight Time. Randy Johnson with the first Mariner no-hitter in history, and they are going crazy. Everybody saluting the tallest man to ever put on a uniform in the history of baseball. Randy Johnson has done it. He has no-hit the Detroit Tigers tonight, 2-0. My, oh my.
High fly ball deep to right field. Corey Snyder back. It keeps going, and it's gone. Home run number 20 for big Cecil Fielder to temporarily, at least, give him the American League lead.
Well, Cecil really didn't hit that ball at all. He hit it down, more or less down the right field line, and he just reached out and poked it.
Here we are in the first week of June. He already has 49 RBI. Boy, here's a drive to center field. It's another one out of here.
The ball was down a little bit. You can see there he had to go down and out, but he extended those arms, and when you extend the arms and hit the ball, it usually goes pretty hard.
Not only did it go hard and far, it went in a hurry. I mean, it got out of here in no time. A drive to center field, and he does it again. It's out of here. Welcome to the Cecil Fielder Show.
Well, it didn't get in as far as it should have been.
Oh, but it went out as far as it should have gone out. Again to center field. 3 home runs tonight.
Good evening, everybody, from Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Tonight it's game 2 of a 3-game series between the Tigers and the Oakland Athletics. I'm Sean McDonough, along with Ray Knight. We're delighted to have you with us tonight on ESPN for a battle between two teams that last year were at opposite ends of the Major League Baseball spectrum. The Athletics won the World Championship. The Tigers had the worst record in baseball. They dropped 103 ball games. First, Ricky Henderson up there with a count of 1 strike. He reached on an infield single in the first, and he homered his second as many nights. And used to winning all the time, 103 losses, as he endured last year, can make you very unhappy. And it did for Sparky. That call made Henderson very unhappy. He's called out on strikes, a big strikeout for Frank Tanana. It's the second out of the inning. It's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Dropped his ERA over that time from 3.92 to the number you saw, 2.25. Pitching to Mark McGwire. Took a big swing and he missed. He's also been caught 9 times trying to steal. McGwire strikes out. Gibson is indeed throwing harder than he has in the past. He got McGwire on 3 pitches. The 0-1 pitch. In the hole, a base hit. Whitaker scores. Shelby's being waved in and he will score. Here comes Detroit into the lead. 7-6.
I used to hit against Mike Henneman, see him 39 2/3 inning, 32 hits in spring training, and he was nasty.
The 2-2 pitch. Line drive right at the second baseman, Whitaker. And the Tigers have taken 2 straight from the Oakland Athletics. They're now within 1 game of 500 and coming on fast in the American League East.
From Royal Stadium in Kansas City, it's the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals in game number 3. The Tigers won last night, breaking an 11-game losing streak in this ballpark.
And Jack Morris on the mound for Detroit. There's his record and making his 18th start and appearance of the season.
So there's 2 outs, and the batter will be Bo Jackson. You always hear that little rumble through the crowd when Jackson steps in to hit. And the pitch from Morris. Here's one that's hit a mile and a half.
Oh, almost out of everything.
Almost clear out of the ballpark. The longest home run I've ever seen here.
Me too. I've never seen one hit that far up the bank.
A strange report from Chicago. Andy Hawkins pitched a no-hitter, and it looks like he's going to lose it 4-0. Here's a base hit into left. He's going to get 1 in. Here's Whitaker. He's going to score. 2 more runs in on the solid base hit by Fielder. Now the ball gets away and the runners
It's the kind of frame that looks like it could carry another 10 or 15 pounds when he grows up.
Got 190 pounds on a 6'2" frame right now. 2-2 pitch from Montgomery. Hit well to center field. Bo Jackson racing back, still going back, and it's gone. A 3-run home run for Travis Fryman, his first in the big leagues, and he's blown the game wide open. Tiger folks will do everything they can to locate that baseball for Travis Fryman. He'll want to put that one in the trophy case.
Got to be a thrill for Travis Fryman.
That was gone when he hit it. Number 30.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
That'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
One of life's
the face is about the same color as the bill of that cap right now.
Deep to left center. Lewis going back. It is gone. A big 2-run homer for Cecil Fielder, number 40.
Long drive, deep left field. This is on the roof, over the roof, gone. Home run for Cecil.
What a clout. That's only the 3rd ball hit over the roof in Tiger Stadium. Bounced over. No one has cleared it during the game in the fly. Harmon
Killebrew, Frank Howard, and now Cecil Fielder have bounced him over the roof and left.
And as Fielder approached home run number 50 to become the 11th player to reach that mark and the first American leaguer since 1961, the media attention became an added challenge.
You know, he's such a nice person that he just went along with everything, and I wanted to tell him, but I said, no, I can't. I wanted to tell him, don't do it. Stay away from those writers and stay away from those cameras because they'll eat you alive.
This week in baseball, 1990. September, race for the pennant and a home run derby. And as the pennant battle heats up, so does Cecil's countdown to homer number 50.
I'm just, trying to go out here every day and just try to hit the ball hard. And right now, things are happening. The ball's jumping off my bat and going out of the ballpark. So I'm not doing anything different. I'm just going up there, trying to stay positive and have a good attitude.
Well, the last previous American leaguers to reach 50 homers were Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. Fielder's looking to make his mark, but with each passing game, time's running out. On the last day of the season, Detroit's Cecil Fielder joins the ranks of legends. Fielder accomplishes his feat at the house that Ruth built.
Stretch by Adkins. The set, the pitch. There's a long fly ball to left down the line. If it stays there, it's gone. It's a fair ball. Hits the facing of the upper deck. Home run number 50 for Cecil Fielder. He becomes the 11th man in Major League history to collect 50 home runs in a season.
In Detroit, I felt more pressure than I did here in New York because, it was standing ovation every time I came up. And it was a lot of pressure because it's the last day of the season. And, I think it was a lot easier when I finally got with my wife and boy because, she told me, that, it didn't matter anymore because, I'd had a good season and, it really didn't matter if it happened. But, of course, they wanted it to happen, and I did too. But it took a lot of pressure off me last night when she told me, hey, just go out there and just do the best you can. And if it doesn't happen, we're going home.
Well, before going home, Fielder went about the task of smashing home run number 51. Cecil's season ended with a bang, and perhaps several hundred more interviews.
No. Cecil's going to go home and play a little hockey, a little street hockey with friends, and enjoy my off season.
Harwell's first major bump in the road came in 1991 when WJR decided to not renew his contract. The fans pleaded for Harwell to be back on the air.
I have never seen a worse decision handled so badly, so ineptly, so insensitively. I have never seen such and heard such white-hot anger from so many people. Lawyers, ex-cons, hookers and nuns, sports writers and crap-shooting all-nighters. This town, and not just this town, this state and its people are saying not WJR, not King Tom Monahan, not even the legendary Bo can treat Ernie Harwell the way they treated him. Ernie Harwell and millions of Tiger fans deserve a whole lot better. We ain't talking about some kid delivering cold pizza late, and we ain't talking about some college football game that we're losing. Bo, Tom, change your game plan.
Well, I've always maintained that I never thought it was a Bo-only decision. In fact, I think I told you that the first time we talked. I thought it was a decision that was made by the two organizations. First of all, I think both parties underestimated the overwhelming response in favor of Ernie that was going to come out. I think they greatly underestimated that.
While gratified with the overwhelming show of support, he's concerned over possible backlash against the team and the station.
He says he just wants to do a good job in 1991.
Detroit did improve by 20 wins in 1990, and more moves were on the horizon. Enter Joe McDonald, who would be the new Tigers GM, and who would acquire a couple of players who were perhaps the two players who were the epitome of the three true outcome rate during this period. He signed Rob Deere from Milwaukee, then traded with Baltimore for Mickey Tettleton. One more transaction of note, the Tigers signed Pete Incaviglia from the Rangers.
Well, if he gets punked by a Liana pitch, that'll hurt too. Selleck with his first at bat. Whoa, watch out.
Somebody's got an autograph. It might be an expensive one, or it might hurt a little bit, but they got a souvenir.
This will be big news in Tinseltown. Right two. Liana not giving him anything to hit, is he?
A great actor.
Well, Roy Hobbs, he is not. Selig down the left field line, and it sneaks into the seats, so he still gets another chance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got him. So real-life drama for Tom Selleck, or Magnum if you prefer.
One was a homer, of course. And that is Boucher, the Jays' biggest fear right here. Oh, my. The nightmare has occurred. Boucher will not figure in the decision. Lou Whitaker's 3-run homer ties this game.
Baseball gave a ceremonious welcome to the newest Comiskey Park, which was christened 8 days into the season.
1, 2, 3.
This was the hottest ticket in town, as fans wanted a chance to take part in baseball history.
This afternoon, the Tigers have the honor of playing in the first game ever at the new Comiskey Park.
Welcome to brand new Comiskey Park in Chicago. I'm George Kell along with Al Kaline. The Tigers and the White Sox getting ready to open up this brand new ballpark. Everybody's here today. Every seat is taken. It's the hottest ticket in town, they tell us. Bo Schembechler is here. We've got a shot of him somewhere behind the Tiger dugout right here. Bo Jackson is here. Bo knows baseball, so he's here too. This ballpark designed just exactly like old Comiskey Park across the street. Dimensions are the same, Al Kaline. It's ball 3 and strike 1 as McDowell gets ready. And a base hit into right. That'll get a run in. Alan Trammell drills it into right field, and the Tigers take the lead 1-0.
Only the 6th player in history to lead the league in home runs and strikeouts.
Trammell is the runner at second. Whitaker at first. Pitch to Cecil. He hits it high in the air, deep, way back in right field. It's got a chance and gone! A home run for Cecil Fielder.
You can put it on the board. A 3-run homer by Cecil Fielder, and the Tigers lead it 4-0.
4-0, the Tigers lead it. We're in the 3rd inning. Waiting on the 1-2 pitch. There's one hit deep, way back and left, and this one's gone. Whoa, he got it all. Rob Deere drives it into the left field seats, and the Tigers lead it 6-0.
Now, Rob Deere looks like his batting eye is back. Now, if they can get Tettleton going, this could be an awesome lineup.
They'll make some runs. They have scored 8 times today and lead it 8-0. And a base hit into left. It's going to get 2 more in. Here's the throw to the plate. Oops. Oh, he skied it to the plate. And down to second goes Tettleton. Oh, you knew he would score. That was Cecil coming.
I know it. The freight train running around third base, and it looked like on a normal guy, he would have scored easily.
And he drives it down the line. Well hit and gone.
Holy smoke.
Another home run for Rob Deere.
I think every day out there.
And he hits it high in the air to left field. This ball is carrying well way back, and this one's gone. Tony Phillips has hit a 3-run homer, and the beat goes up 15-0. The Tigers lead it, and we're only in the 4th inning.
4-zip eventually became 16-zip. Not exactly the kind of homecoming Sox fans had in mind.
beautiful late spring day in Kansas City, Missouri, where tonight the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals will meet at Royals Stadium. The Tigers trying to sweep a 3-game series.
The Detroit Tigers have figured with their great power they would lead the American League in homers and probably strikeouts, and they are leading in those two categories. But they're only hitting .228, and I think that's a concern to Sparky Anderson.
Phillips at first being held. He's off again, and Whitaker goes the other way, and they weren't playing him there. That'll fall in. Jim Eisenreich cannot cut it off. Tony Phillips will come around to score, and down to second base goes Whitaker. A double and an RBI. And just 3 batters to the plate, and the Tigers lead 1-0. The Detroit Tigers. Long ball's their middle name.
Well, Tettleton crushed one in New York last week, and he hits this ball 3/4 of the way up in the bleachers and just barely fair, but he got all of it.
They've had a home run, at least one, in the last 6 consecutive games. They've got 23 home runs on the season, leading the league in homers.
Here's the 3-2 pitch, and a liner right at Tram. That scatters him. Tram knocked it down, but cannot throw. Pigeons, and away they go.
2-0 in the second, but Tigers have a man on, and you can clear the bases in a hurry. Pete in Cavilla takes Roger Clemens deep over the monster. We are tied at 2. Very next batter, Rob Deere. It's only the second time in Clemens' career he's given up back-to-back homers. Jose Canseco and Dave Kingman, the last to do it over 5 years ago. Tigers up 3-2. Clemens disgusted. You know what's coming next, John Shelby. Ooh. Pegs right in the back. Look at John Morzano. And the Patriots should sign this guy. It's better tackling than they've seen. The battle gets ugly. Look at this. We're even talking about a battle of the Titans entering in the picture here as Mo Vaughn and Cecil Fielder go at it. I wouldn't want to be in the middle of that one. Nobody's looking to break that up. Roger Clemens telling Shelby, why would I throw at you? Why, Roger? Because you just gave up back-to-back homers. That's why Shelby got the worst of it. Sparky Anderson.
It started out to be a cool, rainy day.
They had a big party out in the parking lot.
Oh, look at this.
Forget it. That might be out of the whole stadium.
It may be. It is.
They went out everywhere, right on over the top.
Cecil Fielder with a monstrous 41st home run.
Cecil hits another one to get 2 away from him. I was mentioning it to Larry. Ball went out of the ball yard, Sparky said he can't believe it. He's pointing over to the Milwaukee dugout. The big man clobbered that one, didn't he?
Clobbered.
And a fly ball to deep left center. It's well hit, and this one's gone.
Not changed. There may be some subtle change, not noticeable.
Right side, picked up by Whitaker. Gullickson covers and out to call it first. Mattingly got it by Fielder, but Whitaker got it.
That's hammered down the line, going, and gone! A tape-measure shot for Ricky Tettleton. Wow.
Over 50% of all Americans believe in UFOs, and that figure jumped a little bit after that blast.
Helps the hitters when Ricky is in this situation because the infielders have, like Trammell, he can't play a normal position.
There he goes. Pitch is inside. Tettleton throw, and he is in safely with number 1,000. Well, the fans recognizing the milestone that Ricky Henderson has just reached.
He wants the base. Can't blame him for that. Of course, we'll have to charge him for it. He can have it, but we'll have to charge him about it. What do those go for, $100 or something like that? Sorry, Ricky, but fork it up.
When he broke Brock's record. And on the mound, making his 6th start of the season, is Jim Abbott.
Jim Abbott has been a hard luck pitcher this year. His ERA is 1.80, but he's only 1-3. University of Michigan star, and from Flint area. So he's a Michigan boy. Been very successful, and a credit to the game.
Gladden had a couple of hits in 5 at-bats on Friday night against Oakland. Tiger runners. Rob Deere opened this half inning with a single. He's stationed at third, and Milt Kyler with a 1-out infield single is at second. 1-1 pitch, line deep to left field. This is well hit. This is gone. A 4-run homer for Dan Gladden. Fastball hit deep to left field. This is really hammered. It is gone. For a homer by Travis Bryman.
Look out. Wow. Tettleton, I think, leaning a little bit. The fans thought that maybe Dennis Cook was throwing Heens into this pitch. And he won't have to shave after the game tonight. And we could hear him go, whoa! So he has moved quickly here in this Tiger chain. And Glenn Allen starting to give him a few words.
Well, he got hit by that pitch.
Yeah. Sandy Alomar at the plate. Look out. Wow. Now Sandy's coming out. Uh-oh. I'll tell you what, folks.
This is nasty.
Yep.
Carlos Baerga is really hot. Danny Gladden's got him. And now Jose Morales keeping him away from, I don't know which Tiger it was with the conversation, but there is a guy in a Tigers jacket who had a lot of conversation for Carlos Baerga, and he really wanted him.
Deere provided perhaps the season's most breathtaking blast at Tigers Stadium when he zapped a Ben McDonald offering onto the roof in left field.
You mean he's, oh Lord, look over here. This is a mile high and deep and on the roof, still on the roof, and comes back down.
The Tigers produced their own version of 30-something in 1992. Club 30, in fact, attracted quite a crowd. Cecil led the way, of course, with 35 rocket shots. He was joined in the exclusive Club 30 by a pair of musclemen who did a lot of ripping and roaring of their own.
And a long drive. Is it going to be fair? It is. Home run for Tettleton.
Mickey Tettleton and Rob Deere each belted 32 homers. It's the first time in Tiger history that three players connected for at least 30 homers.
In 1992, Monahan sold the team to Detroit native, Little Caesars founder, and Detroit Red Wings owner Mike Ilitch.
Mike and Marion Ilitch officially became the seventh owners of the Detroit Tigers on August the 26th.
You know, when you love something, you don't consider it work. And hours that I would put in here wouldn't faze me 1 ounce.
It's a whole new ball game at Tiger Stadium this summer. New owner, new Jumbotron scoreboard, new ticket booth, and a new facelift for an old ballpark. The old Players parking lot is now called Tiger Plaza, a home to 14 food, beverage, and souvenir concessions.
Well, everybody's jamming back into Tiger Stadium, and what a day it is. And this is a very special opening day for one veteran Tiger. Ernie Harwell is at the microphone again to help call all of the action here at Tiger Stadium. He has been a fixture in Tiger baseball for 31 years now. It's been, Ernie, notwithstanding last year. Welcome back.
Well, thank you. It's great to be back.
You know, Ernie, so much has been made of what happened over the last couple of years, and I know I don't want to bore you with all of the questions, but let me just ask you, what was it like last year not being with the Tigers and then rejoining the organization this year? What are your thoughts?
I missed the Tigers last year, but I did have a great adventure with CBS. I did the Game of the Week on the radio, and I worked for KMPC in Los Angeles. I did 14 games for the Angels, and that was fun. It stretched me out a lot. I met a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time and enjoyed it. But there's nothing like being back with your old team.
Charlton ready. High drive left field. Felder looks up, and the ball game is over. And the Tigers come from behind, and they win it 8-7. oh my. Travis Fryman with his third home run of the year, a high fastball. And the Tigers flex their muscle, and the Mariners are still stunned. And the Tigers have now won 5 straight, and they've won the last 7, make that 8 straight against the Seattle Mariners. And still stunned. Tigers have left the field and the dugout, but many of the Mariners still standing around.
14 position players. Anderson already has used 7 left fielders, 5 center fielders, 4 right fielders, 4 third basemen, 3 first basemen, 2 shortstops, 3 second basemen, and 2 catchers. That may help explain why the Tigers have one of the worst fielding percentages in baseball, but Anderson isn't too concerned.
I enjoy looking up and thinking I have somebody else on a fly ball out and left, and I look up and I say, oh no, I got him out there. You know, so yeah, it's a little different that way. You know, I've had that happen already. I said, oh my Lord, he's out there. But I never said it loud enough for anybody to hear.
I'm not a great outfielder. I'm adequate. You know, how many balls are going to be hit out to me? But I just take the same philosophy as I would as the infield. Try to make the routine plays and let the great plays take care of themselves.
Now, here is Kirk Gibson. We thought we had seen the last of Kirk. He started last season with the Pirates and then was released and he retired. That one has got a chance to fall. And it will roll all the way to the wall. Gibson streaking around second, and he'll hold on there as Griffey hurries it back to the infield. A double for Kirk Gibson as Fielder scores, and it is 2-0 Detroit. Informally, he was with the Blue Jays, and ironically, he's helping the Tigers in a pennant race against the Blue Jays. There's David Wells. So ironic, Joe. I mean, a left-hander with a great arm, such a valuable commodity, and yet cut loose for the Toronto Blue Jays at the end of the spring, and they got nothing for him. Struck him out with a high fastball. 2 down. Here is Ken Griffey Jr. Now, he has been one of the Mariners who's been slumping of late. And, of course, in many ways, as Griffey goes, so go the Mariners.
And we'll see if he tests Griffey's patience here by trying another pitch low and away and see if he can get him to swing.
2 down. There go the runners. Struck him out.
Good pitching.
8 strikeouts for Wells. 3-2 Tigers after 5.
There it goes. Cecil Fielder, touch him all on the roof. The 5th time Cecil Fielder has hit it on the roof.
This will probably bring out Kennedy again. If he doesn't, he's got to come out. Here he comes. This kid is right side is lit up the whole place. Cecil hits it up on the roof.
Number 21 for Cecil, 69 RBIs, and we're tied up.
Low fastball, and Cecil Fielder got it all, folks. Up on the roof. They ought to write a song like that. Oh, they already have?
Holy mackerel.
Right up there in the middle, boys. That's a long ways away. And just like that, in about 5.5 minutes, it's a 4-4 ball game.
3 batters later, Fryman a ground ball to Phil Hyatt boots, and now watch and listen. Phillips, Gladden, Fryman, Fielder, Trammell, Tettleton, Barnes. Phillips scores again. The Royals call 9-1-1. Tigers 31-minute top half of the first. They score 8 runs. Top of the 7th, 8-4 Tigers. The Royals' Frank DePino hits Rob Deere with a pitch, and Frank DePino is angry at Rob Deere. Rob Deere says, what'd I do? Sparky Anderson, just remember, a nod is as good as a wink.
And there is Tigers coach at the time, Terry Francona, with 12-year-old Prince Fielder in the batting cage.
How great a shot is that? In 1994, designers decided to combine the Tiger and the Old English letter D.
The Detroit Tigers logo featured an aggressive tiger emerging from the letter D instead of the usual head.
It's a great day for baseball right here in the Motor City. Little chill in the air, but hey, everybody's warming up because the Tigers are about to take the field right here at Tiger Stadium against the Baltimore Orioles in the home opener for 1994.
And now, here are your 1994 Detroit Tigers. The winningest manager in Detroit Tiger history in his 16th season, number 11, Sparky Anderson. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 23, Kirk Gibson.
Except to a right-hander, a hanging slider or off-speed breaking ball. And look at Cecil. He says, let me see if it makes it over. There's a drive way back. The lead has changed hands. That ball is in the upper deck off the pole.
That is home run number 220.
Ninth earlier, and they were losing on Monday. There's a way back. Could be a big, long fly, and it's a grand slam home run.
Tigers are in the record books for a mark most didn't know existed until a few days ago. Most consecutive games with a home run. Routine record, right? The Tigers took a 1-0 lead on Juan Guzman with his Kirk Gibson two-out liner down the right field corner. It scored Lou Whitaker, Tigers in front. Then in the second, the 25th straight Tiger game with a home run, thus tying the 1941 Yankees.
And a long bell. She's gone. Record book. The Tigers have tied the record as Tettleton has hit it.
I knew it existed until about 4 or 5 days ago, until people started making us aware of it. And, I don't think anybody really thought anything of it. And I think we're just more, happy with the win right now than anything else.
5-3 Indian lead. Bases loaded, one man down. Fly ball deep, right field, might be going back. A grand slam by Whitaker. And the Tigers win it with a rally in the ninth inning. Will's fourth grand slam of his career. What a win for the Tigers. Final score, Detroit 7, Cleveland 5.
Quite some time ago, but they had a 9 or 10 in a row before blowing one tonight. 5-1 lead. Couldn't hold it.
Plunks Felix on the thigh. Al McRae wants to know what's going on. Still in the third, 2 batters later, Gordon nails Juan Samuel, the force in a run, 5-0 Detroit. Gordon tries to regain his composure, but 2 batters later with the bases loaded, Tony Phillips. The shot to right, 2-run score, 8-0 Detroit in the third. Cecil up again in the fifth. Well hit, that's a double to center field. 2 more, 11-0 Detroit in the fifth. Then in the eighth, it gets ugly. Stan Belinda on the mound facing Tony Phillips. Ouch. Tony not a happy camper. In the ninth, things get uglier. Sparky sends in Greg Canteray. Canteray throws behind Bob Hamlin. And there comes Bobby. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Let's try to love one another right now. Is that what it says here, Steve? I didn't write that.
The owners and players have already lost millions. The talks aimed at ending the strike, now in its 34th day, have gone nowhere. So the owners have called it a season. There will be no more baseball in 1994, and for the first time in 90 years, there will be no postseason play, no World Series. Bud Selig made the announcement today.
We just can't continue to do business as usual.
This isn't the happiest day in baseball history. We're disappointed that the season is over, and we look forward, hopefully, to an amicable solution well before opening of spring training.
Are you concerned about how long this strike may last into next season? Are you concerned about the 95 season being played?
Well, I think both sides are going to have to come to some type of understanding and understand that we can't afford to let that happen.
Well, to no surprise, the 1991 Detroit Tigers led the league in all three of those categories as mentioned. And as you see, they're also among the league leaders in those three categories during the 92, 93, and 1994 seasons. So did this trailblazing way of acquiring and identifying players who could hit home runs and get on base while overlooking the high amount of strikeouts work out? The Tigers could certainly score runs, and therefore, from an offensive standpoint, it was a success. But the one issue which plagued the Tigers during this period and throughout the 90s was pitching, especially for the 1996 Tigers, as Detroit would experience some dark days in the late 90s and into the 2000s because of their pitching.
I had hoped that tonight I would be coming out to tell you that baseball was coming back in 1995. Unfortunately, the parties have not reached agreement. The American people are the real losers.
What does the American people expect out of Major League Baseball? They expect Major League Baseball.
He was disgusted by it because he thought it was so disrespectful to the game.
When baseball owners prepared to use replacement players in the spring of 1995, the 61-year-old Anderson had seen enough.
He wasn't going to put up with what was going on, and he walked out. And the club didn't like it.
They asked me if I would just stay over in the minor league camp. No. Well, you're not going to get paid. I said, all right, fine.
The guys who signed his paycheck quit giving him his paycheck through the spring training. It cost Sparky about $125,000, I think, to take that stance that he did on replacement players.
And the proudest part is I was the only one.
None of the rest of us did that, but we all respected that because it was Sparky.
In April of 95, the owners and players reached an agreement, and Anderson returned to the Tigers.
And this led to what is, in my opinion, one of the most unfortunately timed careers in baseball history. Bobby Higginson was drafted out of Temple by the Tigers in the 12th round. He spent 3 years in the minors and played 131 games his rookie year. He didn't do too bad, hitting 14 homers with a .224 average.
Well, here's Kirk Gibson. Crowd on its feet. He delivered the big blow to win it on Monday afternoon. You remember the home run off the Eck in the World Series. Tigers down to their last at bat. Gibson fastball. Gomez, the pinch runner at first base. It's all up to Gibson. Franklin Stubbs would be next. He's on deck. Long drive, deep to right field. It's back. It's out of there. Tigers win. Oh, Gibson, you have to be kidding me. Oh, Jimmy. How many times is he going to do this? Tigers win 8-7.
Fastball out over the plate. Look at it, knee high. And it was gone the minute he made contact.
Jimmy, could be another case of maybe a pitcher better off throwing higher in the strike zone.
Roy Hobbs in person.
Yep.
In the upper deck in right center field. Electrify these fans here tonight. Gibson does it again.
That's why Kirk has had Sparky Anderson say, look at that, and he's as good a clutch hitter as he's ever managed. And you can't do it any better than that. 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th, and the Tigers win the ball game.
For 16 years, this has been the face of baseball in Detroit. This may be Anderson's last year managing in Tiger Stadium, although he won't say for sure until after the season's over.
I'll make the decision, so I don't know how I would react about it. I'm going to decide for sure on this next road trip we have. There's a lot of things in my mind, but I'll make the decision. One day you want to do it, and the next day you don't. And I think finally, by the time I hit Boston, I knew I had to. I knew that it was right for the ball club. I knew it was time. You know, it's just time. This is nothing other than time. This city has to change, and it must change for someone else. The media, boy, you guys didn't know it, but I stole from you. I tricked you good for 17 years because, again, nobody will ever come here in Detroit again and be treated with the courtesy and the writings that you did about me. 17 years is a long time, and it gets awful boring listening to the same old guy tell the same old tales, and you go on and on. But yet, for some reason, you tolerated me. And I thank each and every one of you.
1995, though, is a year in which a lot of sand is falling out of the Tigers' hourglass. Not only Sparky Anderson not coming back next year, Kirk Gibson won't be here. From what we've been able to discern, no official announcements yet, but it doesn't look like Alan Trammell or Lou Whitaker will be here either. And aside from the people involved, 1995 will be the year in which we learned that there's not a lot of gas left in Tiger Stadium's tank either. So a watershed, a milestone year for Detroit baseball.
Tigers owner Mike Ilitch and Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer teamed up to announce the new downtown diamond.
Wow, I'm numb. It really happened.
It may not look like much now, but this 25-acre site is where the Detroit club intends to build its new Field of Dreams. The team says it'll be playing in the stadium by 1998. Plans call for a 42,000-seat park with 65 luxury suites to be constructed between Woodward and Grand River, just south of I-75. The Tigers have long pined for a new park, saying they couldn't make enough money in the cramped confines of the current stadium. Ilitch says a better facility would also be good for the city. But now it seems this Field of Dreams will soon be no more. Terry Phillips, CBS News, Detroit.
Baseball owners have unanimously approved inter-league play. Our Brent Weber is in Los Angeles, where the decision was announced a few hours ago. Brent.
Well, of course, Chicago fans will get to see the Cubs play the White Sox. The Mets fans will get to cheer against the New York Yankees, and that will happen, as you said, in 1997. It's being called a trial basis, but it more than likely will become permanent after that period in time. 1997, it will happen for the first time. Regular season interleague play.
April 1996. It was Cecil Fielder's steal of second base on April 2nd, 1996 that put him in the record book. It's the second game of the 96 season, and the Tigers are playing the Twins at the Metrodome. The game goes to the ninth with Detroit leading 9-6. Fielder leads off.
And he walked him.
Eddie Williams strikes out. Up comes Melvin Nieves. And then it happens.
Cecil's running. He struck him out, and he did it. Hey, for stolen. He did it for Cecil. Get that base. Oh, my.
Fielder had his first career stolen base.
He wants the base. Look, he's pointing to the base. I want it.
It only took him 1,097 games. That's the longest it's ever taken any player to steal his first big league base.
Yeah, they announced it.
After the game, Fielder said, "I told you I was going to get one. I've been working on my jumps the last 9 years. Finally, the pressure is off."
He's getting a standing ovation now from this crowd. Look at it. All right.
The dubious record breaker happened 15 years ago, April 2nd, 1996.
There's one there. Great play by Gomez. He sawed the bat off. He's got part of it in his hand. Part of it went toward third base right in front of Fryman.
And a diving catch by Gomez. He's hit it a long way. A home run for Trammell.
Twins up 11-10. Bottom of 6. Mark Lewis takes called strike 2. Buddy Bell didn't like the call much and didn't have to see the rest of the game. He is tossed. His first ejection as a Tiger manager.
Lira, the starter in the game, not happy. After a pitching change, Buddy Bell, he has some issues with Rick Reed. They've got some things. Buddy choosing the double thrust point for aerobic benefit. He was ejected.
19 homers and 62 knocked in. 8-6 Tigers.
Well, that one got out of here in a hurry.
Park at Camden Yards. I'm Mel Proctor along with Mike Flanagan and Tom Davis. And after a rain delay of almost 2.5 hours, the Orioles and Tigers will finally be getting Game 1 of this 4-game series underway. Eddie Murray walked his first time up against Felipe Lira, then reached out a fielder's choice in the 4th as he hit the ball real hard. And the shortstop, Travis Fryman, made a great play to flag it down and get the force play at second. And he sends one to deep right field, way back, and there it is! Number 500 for Eddie Murray! His 500th career home run. He also joins Hank Aaron and Willie Mays as the only players in history with 3,000 hits and 500 career homers.
Buddy Bell not wasting any time getting Higginson into the 1 spot. He's hit out of that 1 hole.
High fly ball, left field and deep. Back goes B.J. Surhoff. He leaps and it's gone. And the Tigers take the lead on a pinch hit home run by Bobby Higginson. Orioles 4, Tigers 4.
Come on, Hank, you're not college anymore, babe. Swing the bat.
Mickey Lolich begins to heat up in the Tiger bullpen. Into right center field for a base hit. Here's Nevin around third. He'll come in to score to give the Tigers the lead. Curtis Pride stops, being waved home, and now slams on the brakes. But the Tigers have taken a 5-4 lead on Bobby Higginson's single to right.
At 1 bases loaded. Cecil Fielder is walked by Felipe Lira. Derek Jeter comes in, yanks up 2-1. But, Buddy Bell, I have some issues with Joe Brinkman. I didn't like that call. We have a verbal fracas developing, and Bell thrown out of the mix. Bell didn't like the call, didn't like being thrown out. We hope he brushed his teeth. They're getting awfully close. Bell tossed.
9-12 this year, 3.82 ERA. He's pitched 219 innings. He's walked 98, and he has 219 strikeouts.
Got him with the good fastball, and at the end of 1, it's scoreless. He hits the strike zone, and he stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by. And he gets another one. That's 5 all in a row. He did, and he got him. Rubin is out for excessive window shopping. He looked at 1 too many. Another strikeout. Number 13 for Roger Clemens. That is 16 for Roger. That's the 19th strikeout for Roger Clemens. He got him. He ties his own record 10 years later from April 1986. On September 1996, Roger Clemens does it again.
What can I say? Here we are, the last day. Your thoughts?
Well, it's been somewhat of a long season, Jim. I think there's some good things that have happened. I think the worst thing we can possibly do is to focus on our record. And, I know that, nobody wants to have the kind of record that we've had, but there's reasons for it. I don't think there's any question about that, and I think it showed us how far we really have to go. And
last ball game of that young man, Alan Trammell, who has decided to hang it up after 20 terrific seasons with the Tigers. And you hear the applause from the crowd as Alan Trammell will take out the batting lineup for the Tigers. A nice gesture by Buddy Bell.
And he says, I just want to get it over. It's been a great career, and I've had fun, but the time has come.
Time has come.
Shot up the middle, a base hit by Allen. Pride holds at second, and Tram gets a single here in the 10th inning. And now the members of the two teams, Jim, are going to come out, and this is rather unusual, that they will take part in the press conference for Alan Trammell.
Well, you really expected it for the Tigers, but what a terrific gesture by the Milwaukee Brewers to show the tribute and the appreciation of what Trammell has done in his 20 years in the Major League.
You're probably wondering why I've gathered all you here, and it's not to tell you that I've signed a 5-year extension. The time has come. No, it's not going to happen. The time has come for me to move on. Today was my last day, and as much as it hurts to say that, it's somewhat of a relief. Thank you. And the one thing that I'm most proud of is that I did it with one ball club my whole career, and that means a lot. And thank you very much for your support over the 20 years here. Thank you.
It's a fitting end to the 1996 Tiger season, a moving goodbye by Alan Trammell.
But his second year would be the first of multiple that probably would have gotten him put on an all-star team if he played for a playoff-level franchise. 26 home runs, 81 RBIs, and a .320 average in 130 games. And as would be kind of a consistent theme in Bobby's career, some pretty good outfield play. What did the rest of the Tigers do while Bobby was hitting the cover off the ball? They lost 109 games.
Yeah, everybody, I'm reading one of Nolan Ryan's teachings on pitching. There's a drive to left field. That's well struck, and that is gone. A home run. The fan reached over and caught it. But they're saying it's a home run by Travis Fryman, and it's now 2-0 Detroit. And Gary DiSarcina is really arguing with the third base umpire, Durwood Merrill.
Well, we're underway here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and left fielder Phil Nevin has led off the 8th inning with a single to left field to spoil Randy Johnson's bid for a no-hitter. A clean, sharp single into left field, and that is the first hit off of Randy Johnson in this ball game.
Last night was a historic debut of interleague play as the Expos and Tigers squared off in Montreal. Up next, it's Game 2 of the Tigers' first ever interleague series. We come to you live from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, site of more historic interleague baseball action. And in just a few minutes, the Tigers will take to the field to battle the National League's Montreal Expos.
We certainly are looking forward to this game number 2 of the 3-game set
between the Tigers and the Montreal Expos. And I think one of the reasons, Al, is that we're looking forward to some great pitching from these two guys that'll take the mound tonight. Well, it looks like this guy works rather quickly.
Very quickly, throws strikes. He leads the major leagues in earned run average, a 1.78 earned run average, and the opponents are only batting .201 against him, so you know what the Tigers are up against tonight.
And he strikes out the first man he faces, Brian Hunter.
And the youngster Justin Thompson really pitching well, probably as good a pitcher as anybody in the American League over the last 6 or 7 starts. He has just been outstanding. There's his record, 6-4.
And Justin gets him on strike, so there's a 1 up and a 1 down. Tony without a hit. In last night's game, he struck out a couple of times. Oh, he's dropped down to 265. 2-1 the count on Clark. Struck him out. So 3 of the first 4 Tigers to go down had gone down on strikes. And here is Justin Thompson up for the first time, probably in a long, long time. Strike 1. And that's strike 3. He goes back to the dugout. The 6th strikeout victim. The Tigers and the Expos do it again after the Expos have won the first 2. Here's Damian Easley, who has walked and scored the Tiger run. That was in the first inning. And his second time at bat in the 3rd, he popped the first base. There's a fly ball hit deep to left, and that one is long gone. A home run. The first Tiger home run of the series. Easley belts one out of here. 5-2 the score now in favor of Montreal.
Ilitch was a strong proponent of building a new ballpark, and it took some convincing, but he was able to acquire over 40% of the funding for his new stadium through taxpayer money. And groundbreaking occurred on October 29th, 1997. Tigers fans fought back hard for several years to preserve Michigan and Trumbull as the home of their beloved team, but it was to no avail. Several plans were proposed but never truly considered by the city nor Mike Ilitch.
This is a dramatic day in Tampa Bay, a day decades in the making.
The gates to Tropicana Field swung open just a few minutes ago, and we're now just a short time away from the start of Devil Rays baseball. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gail Sierens.
I'm Bob Height. Thanks for joining us this afternoon for a News Channel 8 special, Batter Up, the opening game for Tampa Bay's baseball team.
Batting practice has already been held. The teams behind me right now, the Detroit Tigers, are out there kind of loosening up. We're getting ready to go. The fans were filing in during batting practice. An exciting time for them. Some autographs were given. The teams, as we told you earlier, actually got out there and greeted the first arrivals. So it has been an exciting day so far, but you ain't seen nothing yet.
Welcome back. The Tigers and Devil Rays still to come tonight. It's the first time the Tigers will play an expansion team on its opening night.
1998 means the 98th season of Tigers baseball, but today, a day of firsts. It is our first regular season broadcast on Fox Sports Detroit. 2 new announcers for you, and the first game in the history of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Tigers baseball is on the air.
Fans anticipating this moment. For years they've been anticipating this moment. Tampa Bay, a long and storied baseball tradition dating back to the early part of this century when they were the host of the Boys of Spring, now they're the host of the Boys of Summer. And the first pitch in Devil Ray history, down and in, ball 1, and that will go directly to the Hall of Fame.
In the early 80s, a Kirk Gibson teammate. Here's Alvarez hopping ahead of Tony Clark, 2 strikes.
Tony's really cut down his swing with 2 strikes, Josh. That's what experience will do for you. You're going to see Tony shorten up his swing.
And with that, punches it towards right. He's got the first base hit at this ballpark. And with an 0-2 count, that's why he was working so hard with Damian Easley, and I'm sure he's looking for Damian right now to give him a little bit of a wink and a smile.
And that time Alvarez did a good job, opened Joe Rand up with 2 off-speed pitches, came inside with the fastball.
Here's the payoff. Socked over Boggs and into left field. 1 run's in. Here comes another. And a double for Joe Randa. It is 2-0 Tigers. Reaches out, bloops it into right center, just as Kirk told you he might. 1 run scores. Here comes Randa. And he's going to score to make it 4-0 Tigers.
Got to get the ball down. Paul Sereno loves the ball up, loves the fastball up. Get the ball down, get it away.
Got him! And the ball game's over. The Tigers have won it on opening day.
Little off-speed pitch there, Josh.
And the fans still stand and cheer for their Devil Rays. They put up a fight in the last of the 9th with 4 runs in to close it out as an 11-6 final. We'll be back with more from Tropicana Field after this timeout. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit.
Inning, Edmonds facing Sean Runyon, and Edmonds can do it at the plate. High drive to right, the Bobby Higginson catches at the wall. Controversy upcoming, no video to show up, but umpire Larry Burnett said that it was a home run, ruling that he heard the ball nicked a sign directly under the upper deck overhang. Everybody argued. Higginson and Buddy Bell were ejected. The
Cubs at Detroit, 1-zip Cubs, top 1. Sammy facing Seth Grisinger. Call Sammy bus driver because he's taking everybody to school. 31st Jack of the year, 18th this month. That ties a Major League record for home runs in any month. 22nd home run in his last 25 games, 2-zip Cubs. 6-4 Cubs. Rod Beck trying to close out the game. Davy Cruz on second. Beck fires a fork ball. Bobby Higginson said, I wasn't looking for it, but he hung it, and I put a good swing on it. Higginson's 15th of the year, 2-run shot. We're tied at 6. We go to extras, bottom 11. Bases loaded for rookie Gabe Alvarez. Straight butter. Alvarez hitting .429 with 2 homers and 5 RBI after just 3 career games. Said Gabe, who was mobbed, I have to keep this all in perspective. Tigers win at 7-6.
3-0 count. And he throws it outside for Sosa, goes after it, grounds out to second. Keep that in mind, pitching him outside. Kerry Wood gets the recently acquired Geronimo Baroa, 8 Ks for Wood on the night. Bottom 6, Baroa's revenge, 2-minute board. The off-speed pitch. Brant Brown can't make the grab, 2-run score. Brown injured his left shoulder and went to the hospital. Top 7, Sosa facing Moeller and looking for the outside pitch.
1-0.
Gone. 32nd on the year. 19th this month. A Major League record. And a great moment, though. Not only doing that, but the Detroit fans realizing they're seeing a piece of history. They want a curtain call from Sammy, and they get it. Bottom 7. Tied at 3. 2-minute board. Gone. Tony Clark. You don't see many balls hit the dead center in Tiger Stadium and live to tell about it. 17th on the year, 10 homers this month for Clark. Tigers win this one by the final of 6-4.
Hunter with 28 stolen bases. High fly ball, well tagged this time, and Junior going back to the track. The wall makes the leap and makes the catch. Amazing catch by Junior as he takes a home run away from Luis Gonzalez. My, oh my! Perfect timing, and Junior receiving a standing ovation here.
And you know what?
Tiger fans, what a marvelous catch by Junior.
What a catch. And even the players on the field are waving at Junior. That's one of the best catches I've seen Junior make, and he's made so many of them, but I think this is one of his best right here.
Look at his timing, that he scales the wall, jumps as high as he can at the apex of his leap, takes that home run away from Luis Gonzalez. What a catch by Ken Griffey Jr.
Holy cow.
The pinch hitter, Bobby
Higginson has ruined the no-hitter with a home run to left field.
Today, we shed a tear, for there are only 81 games left to be played in this glorious amalgam of earth and grass, cement and steel and wood, this wonderful place that we call Tiger Stadium. Today, we begin the final season in this ballpark.
There's Mayor Dennis Archer, and he finds his way to the plate. Now the governor and Mr. Engler gets it there as well. They're probably both relieved.
No, it's a great day. It really is. A full house, a lot of memories going through everybody's mind, knowing the fact this will be the last one that they ever see at this great palace called Tiger Stadium.
Up the middle towards short. Good pickup by Hocking. Ball game. And the Twins survive the opener. A great pitcher's duel. They win it on the leadoff 12th inning homer by Todd Walker. The Tigers leave the tying run at third base.
This is ugly. Oh, man. And it gets uglier.
Clark would be dazed. He stays in the game. Could have talked to Chuck Merriweather about it. Jeff Weaver, first Indian batter in their half. He hits Manny Ramirez in the head.
That one was on purpose.
Manny slowly walked to first and then hurriedly ran out to the mound where he was met there by Jim Evans and a bunch of everybody else. Dugout is clear. Jarrett Wright gets taken down by the Tiger manager, Larry Parrish. Ramirez is restrained by his mates. He is the only one ejected from the game. Jarrett Wright, who's been in this situation before, not at all happy. First pitch to Kenny Lofton is high from C.J. Nitkowski. Taking a look at this one.
Yeah, this ball's up.
Kepler, deep drive, left field. Nope. At the track. Yes! Tigers get their 5th shutout of the season, the 2nd for Moeller. A 3-hitter against the very hot Texas Rangers. This is Josh Lewin saying so long from the corner where there are now only 14 home games left.
But we think it's an all-time first that a broadcast team described the action on the field from this particular vantage point. Kirk Gibson and Josh Lewin talking of the Tigers and the Rangers on this particular night here in downtown Detroit.
If you're sitting on that slow breaking ball, that 90-mile-an-hour fastball is much quicker. Oh, my.
That ball's
got a good
blasted.
advantage from there.
Tom Goodwin going back.
Bye-bye.
He won't get it.
Did you see that one?
I saw it just fine. Dean Palmer hits his 30th home run of the year. Listen to the fans in section 374.
And this is the section here at Array. Get some fan spirit out here.
I'm George Kell along with Ray Lane, Frank Beckman, and our hero Al Kaline. We're just about ready for the final game of the season here at Old Tiger Stadium.
Hey, you betcha, George, a place that's given all of us so many great memories. Well, before this contest, 6,161 hits, represented by a pair of Hall of Famers at home plate, George Kell, Al Kaline and George Brett.
We may never see that again.
They brought the lineup cards out for their respective teams. Well, here's Robert Fick, another man who's counted on in the future, wearing Norm Cash's number 25. Remember, Al told him he'd hit a home run today.
Oh, and he did! There she goes! And it is on the roof! Robert Fick, a grand slam that hits the roof and comes back. Kaline called it. Oh! How do you like that? Look at these flashbulbs. What a moment. Look out for the lumberyard. Oh, and Storm and Norman have loved that. What a curtain call, and there it is. He's wearing the number of Norm Cash, who cleared the roof in right 4 times, and Rob Fick nearly did it in the finale at Tiger Stadium. Well, it's 8-2 Tigers. 3 outs away from a win in the last game ever at Tiger Stadium, and Robert Fick has given us a moment to remember in the last game at the corner. And we're 1 out away
from wrapping up more than 100 years of history at the corner. Well, Ray, everybody's on their feet. We might as well join them. Todd Jones, 1 out away from making the Tigers a winner on this last day at the corner, and we're almost blinded by the flashes as Beltran fouls it back for the 6,873rd game at the corner, and that just missed. Everybody trying to freeze that final moment, not only in their own memory, but in their own scrapbook.
That's exactly right.
Up and away. There are some people right now, Ray, running out of film.
I know a guy in the booth that's doing that right now.
Jeff Morrell's doing that up here with us. The 2-2.
Yeah.
Got him! Ball game! Thank you, old friend.
Now let's get ready to bring them back. From the 1926 team to the present day, they have traveled from near and far to put on the uniform and take the field one last time. Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Tigers.
Tanana, Johnny Hiller, one of the great relievers. There's Mickey Lolich, one of the great left-handed pitchers in all of Major League Baseball, and the hero of the '68 series. And there's Willie.
There he is. Perfect timing, David.
Very emotional about this ballpark in this city.
Willie Horton is feeling the emotion right now.
Look at Willie. Look at Willie. George Kell. Great third baseman for the Tigers. Won the batting title against Ted Williams in '49 on the last day of the season.
Look at this. It's Gibby. Who else would come hopping out of there? All excited. I think he's got a pocket load of baseballs there, too.
Not a shy one.
Number 6.
The man.
Al Kaline.
He delivered wonderful remarks at the pregame ceremony and came over and told us, Tim, he said, you know, I almost lost it. I had to pause for a moment.
How typical is this? Perfect. Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell come out together. And you know, a lot of people didn't think Lou would show up, but he's here.
To wear this uniform is a great privilege and an honor. And on behalf of the old Tigers, we ask the young Tigers of today and tomorrow to wear this uniform with pride. And always remember, Brad, that once a Tiger, always a Tiger.
It's been 88 moving years at Michigan and Trumbull. The tradition built here shall endure, along with the permanence of the old English D. But tonight, we must say goodbye. Farewell, old friend, Tiger Stadium. We will remember.